Welcome to Mornings with Patty, in which I read from one of my 6 daily meditation books. And I share a passage from it each day, and I give you my take on it. And if you like this kind of content, you can subscribe and like and follow below. This is for people who are working in their spiritual path, and they want to kind of figure out how to get through life, and this is one way to do it. It's a great way to start a daily spiritual practice. It's less than 10 minutes a day. So today's topic is learning to trust again, from the language of letting go, July 22nd. Many of us have trust issues. Some of us have tried long and hard to trust untrustworthy people. Over and over again, we believed lies and promises never to be kept. Some of us tried to trust people for the impossible. For instance, trusting a practicing alcoholic not to drink again. Some of us trusted our higher power inappropriately. We trusted God to make other people do what we wanted, then felt betrayed and disillusioned when that didn't work out. Some of us were taught that life couldn't be trusted, that we had to control and manipulate our way through. Most of us were taught inappropriately that we couldn't trust ourselves. And on our spiritual path, we're healing from our trust issues. We're learning to trust again. The first lesson in trust is this: we can learn to trust ourselves. We can be trusted. If others have taught us we cannot trust ourselves, they were lying. Addictions and dysfunctional systems make people lie. We can learn to appropriately trust our higher power, not to make people do what we want them to, but to help us take care of ourselves and to bring about the best possible circumstances at the best possible times in our life. We can trust the process of life and our spiritual journey. We do not have to control, obsess, or become hypervigilant. We may not always understand where we are going or what's being worked out in us, but we can trust that something good is happening. When we learn to do this, we are ready to learn to trust other people. When we trust our higher power and when we trust ourselves, we will know who to trust and what to trust that person for. Perhaps we always did. We just didn't listen closely enough to ourselves or to trust what we heard. And today, I will affirm that I can learn to trust appropriately. I can trust myself, my higher power, and my spiritual path. I can learn to appropriately trust others too. What this passage is saying is that we have trust issues and we can learn how to trust again. I know that I've made really poor decisions or unloving decisions, I should say, for myself and for others. And I wasn't trusting myself because I wasn't listening to my heart. I was listening to everybody else. And what I've discovered in my life, even though it's taken me a really long time, is that I can trust what's happening here. And I can make right and loving decisions. And sometimes my ego or my pride or something else takes over, or people pleasing or fear of authority figures takes over. And I don't have that trust in myself. My heart is my connection. My heart and my presence is my connection to my higher power. And if I'm distracted by my thinking or by others around me, I cannot feel this. And this is my GPS, my internal GPS. And I know that every time I do not pay attention to this GPS, that's when I get in trouble. So I'm learning to trust this more. I'm spending more time alone. I'm spending more time connecting with me and my heart, so that when I go out into the world, I can feel into what's right and what's loving for me and for others. I saw on Instagram earlier this year something that was really fascinating to me, and I really liked it a lot. And this woman says it's so easy to fall in love with a personality, but it takes time for their character to be revealed. And it is so true. I just love people. I think people are the coolest, most wonderful beings, and I just enjoy people so much. And I expect them to be like me, but They're not. You're not. You know, but I expect that you have the same standards and the same um, things that I do, and it's not that way. You are your own person, and you can figure shit out on your own, and I don't have to tell you. But what I also know is I can put my money into somebody that I think is trustworthy, and I I lose money, or I can go into debt for something that I think is really good to me and for me, and it's not. I found that out to be true too, and I can also know how to use my money to do really good things with it. So I've been on both sides, and so have you. You you don't have to trust everybody with everything, but you can trust people by seeing their integrity, and you can see their loyalty. So if somebody says, when somebody says they're going to do what they're going to do, their actions match their words, they have integrity, so I can trust them. And this is over a period of time. If somebody is loyal to me and they show me their loyalty by not talking smack about me, or you talking smack about somebody else, then I can trust you. But that takes time. And the most important person you can trust is yourself and your higher power. Now, a lot of people struggle with this, as I have my whole entire life, about how do you trust your higher power? And when you think about it, there's so many incredible things that have happened in your life that happened that had nothing to do with you. And I believe there are invisible and visible angels supporting us all the time, and that we can trust that life is going to be okay. Sometimes, many times, that life doesn't happen the way we want it to. Trust me on that one. However, there's a bigger picture that we don't know about, that we're not aware of. And so my thing for you today, my goal for you today, and my goal for me today, is to trust that I'm going to be making good decisions for myself, that I'm going to be making loving decisions for myself and for others, for my family members, for my friends. And when I show up as the best version of me, by trusting you to do the most loving thing and accept what is, my life and your life is just going to get a tad a little better. See you tomorrow.